Alright gang, this is 4.3 Slope-Intercept form. More of this, just kind of following up or circling back on this Slope-Intercept form. Very, very, very important stuff. When a question is asking for the linear equation, this means it's asking for the linear equation, or line, yeah. So I've already addressed this in earlier video in an earlier video, and I know in 2018 I addressed this in class, and I probably already addressed it in class, and because any equation that is graphed to be a line is a linear equation. And so again, this is nothing new, I don't think. This is one way we can write a linear equation, like in this form, in this order. It's not the only way, but if you see an equation like y equals 7x minus 1, or y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4, any equation where the y variable is all by itself, and then comes the equal sign, and then some number, and then the x variable, and then there's like another term at the end. Or, I guess there doesn't have to be another term. I mean, b could be 0, but anyway. I mean, real quick, I'll give you some perspective. That's not a big eraser. Just, again, it might help with some context and some bigger perspective, right? Overall, big picture. Here's a linear equation, 5x minus 7y equals 10. Just trust me for right now, that is a linear equation, but it is not in y equals mx plus b form, right? So this is a linear equation, but it's not, in slope-intercept form. It's in a different kind of form. So again, this right here, this is just one way. Let's lock that in. This is just one way to kind of have your linear equations be arranged with the y by itself and everything else on the right side of the equal sign, Because remember, well, maybe I should also remind you that. So this is what I do want you to write this down for sure. I want you to remember that the m would be the slope of our line, as long as it's in this form. If you have an equation in this form, you can just look at it and go, oh, the number in front of the x, the m, is the slope, and this number is the y-intercept, which is huge. We are going to work backwards by looking at a graphed line and figure out what the slope and y-intercept would be so that we can write the linear equation. Yeah, if you know, like for example, if you are given that m is 2 and b is negative 6, like if you know that about a line and you are supposed to come up with the equation, that's easy. You can use this basic form and just plug in the 2 for m and plug in the negative 6 for b, and you could easily come up with the equation of, this line. So that's very simple. So here's our first official example. Graph and then find the linear equation. Okay, so there's like at least one more dimension here. We have to take this slope and this point. Ooh. So first we draw the line. So it's got to contain -4, -5. So remember, this is x coordinate, y coordinate. That's not rise over run. This is rise over run. This is just plotting an x and a y pair, right? So we're going left to -4 and then down to plot -4 comma -5. So there it is, -4 comma -5. Now we use our slope, which is rise over run. +3 is my rise, so I go up 3 and then over 4 to here, and I could do it again, up 3 over 4 again. And so there is my line. Pretty good. All right. So now I'm supposed to come up with the linear equation. Well, again, right, here is my format. You know, this is what I'm going to use to get myself an equation. I just need m. Well, hey, look, I already actually have m. They gave it to me for free. But we also need to know what b is. So looking at my line, what is the b value? What is my y-intercept? In other words, where is my line crossing the y-axis? Looks like right here. So my b value is -2. So I can see it right with my own eyes, right? It's right in front of me. It's crossing the y-axis at -2, so that's my b value. My m value is right here. They gave it to me, but I could easily tell if I was given a line, right? And so all I have to do is take my m value and my b value, plug it into this slope-intercept form, and that's it. So y equals 3/4 x, minus 2. That's it. Let's do the same thing here. First, let's graph -2 comma 2. Let's go with purple. Now let's go with royale blue. So first I plot -2 comma 2. And then I have a slope of so that's like having -3 and +2. So that's a rise of -3. It's down. 1, 2, 3. Oh man. Okay, down. Let's do it again. Let's even go this way for that point. And so, straight line. And so so obviously my m is -3/2, right? Can we see our b value just by looking at this line? Remember, b is the y-intercept. So where does my line intercept the y-axis? Well, right here, of course, at -1. So knowing that my m value is -3/2 and my b value is -1, I can just toss those into my slope-intercept form and have myself an equation. Next. Oh man. So here they're just not giving me my slope for free. That's all right. Let's just plot both of these points, -3 comma 1. And then 3 comma 3. And let's connect those dots very carefully. Okay. And again, when we look to see, the ultimate end game here is to have ourselves an equation. So I just need to figure out what to plug in for m, because they didn't tell me for free this time. And I need to figure out what to plug in for b. So what is my slope? Well, I could use my formula. That's the safest bet. But it looks like it looks like we're probably crossing the y-axis right here at exactly 2. But let's not 100% assume that automatically. I know that this is a point, and I know that that's a point, so let's count from this point to this point. That's a rise of up 2. So up 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my slope is up 2 over 6, which reduces, you should always reduce the fraction. So up 2 over 6 reduces to up 1 over 3. Yep, so that was a dot. Up 1 over 3. That helps me find B. That just kind of proves and verifies that my y-intercept is exactly at 2. And so now I could plug in the stuff into my slope-intercept form and have myself my final answer of y equals 1/3 x plus 2, because that was my m and that was my b. Last example. Let's see, first we have to graph. -1, let's change to purple. -1 comma 3 is there. 2 comma 0 is here, so we go 2 on the x-axis, 0 on the y-axis. And so, oh boy, what is happening here? Okay, so as far as I can't help but already be looking for my b value, my y-intercept. It looks like it's probably right there at exactly 2. But let's first find m. We need m. And so it looks like we're going to be going down 1, 2, 3. So my rise is -3, and my run is +3. Okay. Let's start with -3 over a +3, which, yes, is just going to end up being, I hit it. What the? My gosh, that was crazy. But ultimately, your m value is -1, which, yes, is -1 over 1. And so, yes, down 1 over 1, that is, since my slope is really down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, all of these are points, okay? So, yes, my b value is exactly +2. And so I can plug -1 in for my m. So that just makes it like -1x, or just -x. And my b value is 2, and so +2. So my full equation is y equals -x plus 2. And that's that for section 4.3.